Hello from San Antonio, this is Siren Tarot. Welcome back to another pick a card reading. Yes or no to any question. This reading is timeless, and for this reading there are 5 different options. This is option 1. This is option 2. This is option 3. This is option 4. And this is option 5. As always, timestamps will be provided. Don't overthink it. Just think of your question, take a deep breath, then make your selection. If you chose the first crystal, here's your reading. Starting with the Essential Tarot. The Sun, the most positive card in the deck. 8 of Cups. 6 of Cups. Nine of Spades, 9 of Swords. I've been abducted by aliens. And Queen of Hearts, Queen of Cups. Okay, this is a no, because although we start with the most positive card in the deck, it's thrown off by the 9 of Swords. And this customized card. All this water to me is murk. It's darkness. It's equivalent to the moon card in tarot, which is Neptune, Pisces. Doesn't matter what your question is. I feel like if you chose pile 1, your question's probably romance or relationship related, but it doesn't matter. It can be about career, whatever. It's a no. I see confusion. If this is about romance or relationship, I feel like you have invested heavily and it's one-sided. I don't feel like your energy is being reciprocated. I see a lot of overthinking, anxiety, fear-based thinking. If you chose 1, you could have a water Mercury. You could have Mercury in Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But yeah, it is a no for 1. Now for an extra layer of confirmation, I've got the die and, oops, that shouldn't be in there. That's a gorgeous stone. The die and the tiles. Okay, 4 is Aquarius, 1 is Leo, another 4. So 8, 5, and 9. 9 is the dominant number, making Aries the dominant energy. Getting kind of deep here, I feel like you may repress your anger, your rage, and that manifests into depression. there's something that you need to act on, but you're not acting on it. I don't know. I just see a profound lack of clarity for one. The feminine energy is dominating the masculine energy. We all have both energies in us. We have the masculine and the feminine. And I feel like you're repressing your masculine energy. And this could be a matter, for some, it could be a matter of toxic femininity. It could be a lack of consciousness, a lack of self-awareness. Wet, yes, all this water or dew. When I woke up this morning, there was dew on the grass. Well, it wasn't dew, actually. It had rained a little bit, but it looked like dew. Okay. Ted. And I'm seeing weak, although we don't have an A. Weak. You're lacking confidence, you're lacking initiative, possibly if you chose one. Okay, yeah, that's what I see, that's what I have. I hope that helps. If you would like a personal reading, all the info is in every box. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. And if you chose 2, here is your reading. Love this little guy. I always think of him or her. Look at the eyelashes. I think of this as a giraffe, but it's supposed to be a llama. Pretty sure it was made in Peru. I got it at the World Market in Tyler, Texas. Okay, starting with the Essential Tarot, we have Knight of Cups. Ooh, Nine of Cups. Page of Cups. Four of Clubs, Four of Wands, Five of Hearts, Five of Cups, and the Jack of Clubs, Knight of Wands. Okay, this is a yes. As I've said numerous times, I don't read reversals. I only look at the cards in the upright. I look at patterns. I look at positions. Anyway, the negativity of the Five of Hearts, the Five of Cups, is nullified by the positive cards around it. So this is all water and all fire, the most emotional, the most passionate of the elements. And we begin and end with a Knight. Yeah, it's a yes for 2. Doesn't matter what your question is. It could be job related. It could be anything. Similar to pile 1, I feel like if you chose 2, there's a good possibility that your question is romance or relationship related, but doesn't matter. It's a yes. If you chose to, you could have a lot of fire and water in your chart. You could have Sun in Pisces, Leo rising, Moon in Scorpio. Of course, that's just one possibility of many. Now the die and the tiles for an extra layer of confirmation. 4 is Aquarius, 2 is Cancer, 6 is Venus, 5 Mercury, Gemini, Virgo, 7 Pisces, 9 Aries. So we've got 9, 10, 11, 2. 2 is the number making Cancer the dominant energy. As a contrast to what I saw in pile 1, I feel like if you chose 2, you are self-aware. You've done a lot of work on yourself. You're probably on a pretty strong spiritual path. You meditate. You have really good intuition. Could be psychic. You could have a tarot channel. Could be into Reiki. But I feel like you've done a lot of work on yourself and you're very self-aware. Okay. Oh, we got dew again. Woke up, it looked like there was dew on the grass, but it rained. Wet, yeah, all this water. It's the same letters as I got for pile 1. It's interesting. Wed. You could be engaged, or you're married. Could be in a really serious, deeply gratifying relationship, or you're manifesting that if you chose to. So yeah, that's what I see. That's what I have. I hope that helps. I do this full time. I'm always available for private readings. All the info's in every box. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. And if you chose 3, here is your reading, starting with the Essential Tarot. Queen of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, and the Devil. Nine of Diamonds, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Hearts, 8 of Cups, 9 of Hearts, 9 of Cups. Okay, it's mixed, but I would say it's a yes for 3. I am going to do an energetic summation, a 3-card energetic summation, but I'm leaning toward yes. The 9s are really strong. 9 is Aries. And we start with the signifier. These 3 cards are throwing me off. The Wheel of Fortune, the Devil, and the 8 of Cups. Please provide a 3-card energetic summation for 3. Is it a yes or a no? King of Spades, King of Swords, 10 of Clubs, 10 of Wands. Yeah, this is a yes. Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Pentacles. But because it is so mixed, there could be a lot of uncertainty. There could be a lack of confidence. You could be really grappling with something. It could be a romantic, sexual relationship. If it's about a relationship, you may feel like you're being undervalued, you're not being seen, you're not being acknowledged or respected. If it's about a person, they could be giving you a lot of mixed signals. You may feel like you're showing up, you're putting in a lot of effort, and this person's kind of just half-assing it, or I don't know, they're leaving you on red. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your question's about. It is a yes, but it's a qualified yes, because I see a lot of doubt and uncertainty. I see a lack of confidence. You've had to be independent for so long. You've had to be self-sufficient. It's hard for you to show vulnerability. It's hard for you to really open up and trust someone, is what I'm getting. I don't think you see yourself clearly. I don't think you see your value if you chose 3. You could have a really complicated natal chart that's just all over the place. You could have Sun in Virgo, Sagittarius rising, Moon in Capricorn. Or you could have a luminary or a personal planet or planets in the 12th house, the house of Pisces. That's a difficult house to deal with. I would say it's one of the more challenging houses, the 12th house, the house of Pisces. It's the darkest house. Now, the die and tiles for confirmation. 3 is Sagittarius, 5 is Mercury, Gemini, Virgo, 8 is Capricorn, 4 is Aquarius, 9 Aries, 7 Pisces, so 7 and 5, that's 12, that's 3 Jupiter, Sagittarius. I feel like if you chose 3, you could be lucky. You could have a really well-placed Jupiter in your natal chart. You could have Jupiter in Sagittarius. So you may get into these tricky situations where it looks really dark and murky, but you always come out on top. What the fuck? Yeah. MF Doom. And see, we don't have any vowels. I see the consonants as masculine, the vowels as feminine. You might see some initials. That's crazy. No vowels. Okay, we've got Texas. You may feel like you have to overcompensate. You may have a lot of bravado. You don't really feel that confident, but you show everyone that you're totally confident. I'm seeing possible overcompensation. Maryland. What's that? Yeah, that's rare that that happens, just all consonants. Anyway, that's what I see for 3. I hope that helps. If you'd like to book a personal reading, all the info's in every box. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. And if you chose 4, here's your reading, starting with the Essential Tarot. Queen of Pentacles. Ouch. 10 of Swords. 8 of Swords. The Joker. Harrison Ford is a Cancer. I keep the Jokers in all my decks. They amplify the cards that they touch. Ooh, King of Diamonds, King of Pentacles. That's really strong to have the Queen and King of the same suit, the same element, and the same 6-card spread. 5 of Diamonds, 5 of Pentacles. Okay, although it's really strong to have the king and queen of the same suit, the same element, especially the king and queen of diamonds or pentacles. That's just such a stable pairing. Despite that, these two positive cards are overpowered by the negativity of the Eight of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's a no. It's a no for 4. You could be stuck in a karmic loop with someone. You're in this relationship possibly where there's no progress. It's just very stagnant. It's stuck. You want to walk away from this person, but you can't. You feel tied. You feel stuck. Your value, your confidence may be tied to this relationship, but it doesn't have to be about a relationship. It can be about a job. You could be stuck in a job, a toxic workplace where you're not being seen, you're not being valued, you're not being respected, you're not being acknowledged. Maybe you put out your application a few different places and you're just not getting any feedback, or you're not getting a response. You're getting a lot of rejections and you just feel very defeated and overwhelmed. You could really be going through it if you chose for a really bad breakup, a divorce, trouble getting a better job. If you chose for, you could have Sun in Capricorn, Aquarius rising, Moon in Capricorn. That's just one possibility. Now for an extra layer of confirmation, the die and the tiles. 1 is Leo, 3 Sagittarius, 4 is Aquarius, 5 is Mercury, Gemini, Virgo, 8 is Capricorn, and then 6 Venus. I don't feel like you value yourself. You're really grappling with self-esteem and confidence. So that's interesting. 10 is the number, making Leo the dominant energy. You could be having a really difficult transit in your 5th house. That's the house of Leo. So for example, Pluto, transiting Pluto was in my 5th house, Capricorn, for years, and it just left recently for my 6th house, Aquarius. That's a pretty difficult transit to withstand, Pluto through the 5th. So you could be having a similar transit. You could be having Pluto or maybe Saturn in your 5th. And you're just wondering, will the sun ever shine? Will I ever be in the light again? You will. If this resonates at all, if you're really going through it, I would just recommend really amping up the self-care. For me, it's always been subliminals, affirmations, meditation, and just creating like my ass is on fire. That's how I get through the dark times, is with the Leo energy, just creating like my ass is on fire. I see the Leo Aquarius axis is the most creative axis in Western astrology. That's my go-to prescription. Whenever my clients are really struggling with something, I just say, create. Music, art, write. At the very least, I would write in a journal. I was going to roll the tiles. Okay. What we have? Jen, Jingo, Gringo, Ringo. Ringo Starr is a Cancer, and that's all I know about Ringo Starr, although I had a huge crush on him when I was 16. I just know that he has Sun in Cancer. Jinx. You could be superstitious, and I've said this for years, and I believe this. I am not fatalistic or superstitious when it comes to tarot. At the end of the day, I'm just a woman in San Antonio shuffling some cards, throwing some dice, scattering some Scrabble tiles. Sun. Here comes the sun. The Beatles. George Harrison was a Pisces. Runner, chaser. I'm seeing runes. So I've done a few lives, a few collaborative live streams with my Leo husband at my Psycho Tarot channel and at his Runecast channel. So check those out if you're so inclined. The runes, to me, they are a lot more difficult than tarot. Anyone can pick up a tarot deck. It's not that hard to figure out. Runes, to me, are the most difficult divination. 6, Venus. Box of Gox, Dr. Seuss. White socks, red socks. Rung, climbing up a ladder, rung by rung, and it feels excruciating. Will I ever get to the top? Yes, you will. Okay, yeah. Groin, you could be having some difficulties. You could be suffering from some illness or ailment. Okay. Rug. Yeah, that's what I see for 4. Hope that helps. If you'd like to book a personal reading, all the info's in every box. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out. And if you chose 5, here's your reading, starting with the Essential Tarot. 7 of Cups, 6 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 8 of Wands, 8 of Clubs, 8 of Wands, 6 of Clubs, 6 of Wands, 2 of Diamonds, 2 of Pentacles. This is a yes. It's like I often say, I do not read reversals. You can get all the information you need from the cards in the upright. I look at the positions. I look at the placement. So obviously 5 of Swords, that's pretty negative. Conflict, drama, poor communication, but it's overpowered by the positive cards around it. And I wouldn't say that 7 of Cups is especially positive. It can be the mind fuck. It can be a lack of clarity. 7 is Pisces, but this is really positive. This bottom row and the 6 of Swords, yeah, having 2 6s in the middle, 6 is Venus. It's a yes for 5. It can be about a job. Should you quit your current job and work someplace else? Yes. Should you take that job offer? Yes. Should you move to Fiji? Yes. Should you buy a pony? Yes. Are you in a healthy relationship? Yes. Can you trust that person? Yes. Doesn't matter what your question is, it's a yes for 5. If you chose 5, you could have Sun in Aries, Libra, rising, Moon in Virgo. Of course, that's one possibility of many. Now for an extra layer of confirmation, the die and the tiles. Looking at the stove clock, it's 4:14 p.m. San Antonio, Texas. 8, 9, that's Aries. So yeah, I'm seeing Aries, or you could have a lot of stuff in the first house, the house of Aries. 2 is Cancer, 1 is Leo, 3 Sagittarius, 6 is Venus, 8, yeah, 8 Capricorn, and then 7 Pisces. So 7, 8, 9. Oh my God, synchronicity. 9 is the number. Aries is the dominant energy. You have confidence. You believe in yourself. You've worked really hard on yourself. It's like I was saying for the pick a card I did yesterday. There's that saying, the harder you work, the luckier you are. You're not especially lucky, you just work your ass off. You put in the hard work and you're going to reap the rewards. Wed. If you are currently in a romantic sexual relationship, it could very well lead to marriage. Eventually, you could be in medical school. DM, direct message, divine masculine. Get a couple more. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. TJ. Hero. You could be the hero to someone and you don't even know it. It's like I was telling my son last night. He's going through it. He's 17 and he's struggling. I said, there's this movie you've never seen. It's A Wonderful Life. It's an old Christmas movie. And the main character, George Bailey, he has no idea the impact he's had on so many lives. You've had a positive impact on so many lives. I can see you working with children if you chose 5. Drew Barrymore is a Pisces. Okay, I'll stop there. Oh, I see another word. I'm not going to spell it, but let's end on a positive note, shall we? That's what I see for 5, and that does conclude this pick a card reading. Thank you all so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. Sending you all massive love and light from San Antonio.